Welcome back to the pod, everybody.
Guys, we have a whole bunch of topics today that we're going to talk about and how we feel about them.
And we're going to share our thoughts and our mind ideas with all the viewers about what these things are. So I got some cool stuff I want to talk about today, which would be like at our gym. I want to have a conversation with you, Cameron, about our gym and the people that go there. Let's get into that a little bit. First off, let's set the groundwork for our gym. It's a Planet Fitness, okay? Who goes to Planet Fitness? We got some characters there. We've given these weird people names because they're fucking weird. So we got Mr. Meaty, we got Prison Shank, we got Toshiba the Conqueror, Phony Soprano, and
Jack Sparrow.
Captain
classic.
Jack Sparrow.
These
and then
people
a wide array of like old dudes who are completely delusional and they think that the young girls appreciate when they get hit on by them.
I just feel the need to elaborate. By hit on, it's sexual harassment. However, we like to look at this a lot like they're Pokemon, okay? There's some that are common, and you see them every day, and they're always up to the same shit. There's some that are rare that I've only seen once. Toshiba the Conqueror starts doing karate and advanced martial arts, doing crane kicks on a bench right in the middle of free weights.
And it's not racist because she's actually Asian,
yep.
Okay? And she wears the Komodo, and she's like, we've only seen her one time. She was in high heels, a Komodo, and she had a samurai sword in Planet fucking Fitness, and she was doing she was standing. It was so bizarre. She was standing on the bench and she was doing
crane kicks.
She
was doing crane kicks and katas.
Wax on, wax off.
If you do martial arts, a kata is basically like a dance with punches and kicks. She was doing extensive katas right in free weights, balancing on one leg on the bench. And you know how in Pokemon there's duels between the Pokemon. Well, Prison Shank didn't like this at all.
She's extremely rare. She is extremely
rare. Toshiba the Conqueror is rare. I've only seen her once
One
my
time.
entire time going there, and I've been there
for years.
At 6 times a week for like 4 years now. So it's incredibly rare. Prison Shank I see every single day on the daily.
Wait, tell me about the interaction with Prison Shank and Toshiba. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so Pokemon, sometimes they like to duel. Yep. Prison Shank wanted to, I guess, assert the dominance as being just the alpha weirdo at the gym. So Prison Shank rolls up to Toshiba because Toshiba is using too many weights and starts yelling and getting in Toshiba's face. And this was quite the scene. I mean, I'm going to let you elaborate on it because this is hearsay.
Prison Shank, by the way, is like Prison Shank is a complete weirdo. I thought this woman was this woman is super butch and she walks around like punching air, dancing, acting like a man. I thought she was a lesbo, but apparently she's not, and she thinks everybody in the gym who's a guy wants to get with her, which is even more disturbing. Not true. Completely delusional. But she walks around, she like punching air, rapping to Eminem music. She's a fucking freak. I'm gonna be real with you. But yeah, Toshiba's doing her thing, and then Prison Shank comes up and jacks the weights from her, puts them down in front of her, and then stands on the weights to do like arm lifts, as if standing on weights does anything for that exercise. Okay.
I'm all for people going to the gym and bettering themselves, but
no,
I'm just gonna put it out there. Your elevation when you're doing bicep curls doesn't make a difference. It doesn't better you to just occupy another set of weights just to stand on them to make yourself taller.
Anyone who's been to the gym knows that. It's not like she was doing leg lifts on the plates either. She was just standing on them like an idiot.
There's certain techniques you can do which will, improve you, but
that was standing on a weight.
That was not one of them. And it created a altercation between two strange people.
Fitness that we go to. You can make a show about a gym call it Gym, like kind of like The Office, and the main character's name is Jim. It's about a gym.
Jim and the gym.
Who's the other one that you said? Captain Jack Sparrow.
Okay, Jack Sparrow is
wait, and it's funny because everyone in my family goes to this gym. We all have these stories about these people, and then one day I started talking about it. You're like, wait, that he does that? You've seen that? I know that. Everybody like has their own like Mr. Meaty story, their own Toshiba the Conqueror tale. Like everybody has seen it and experienced it.
Anyone who you speak to that goes to this gym knows about it. They're all the same people. It's the regulars. It's all the same crowd, and they're always doing something strange. And they all have different stories about the same people being weirdos.
And there's different universes too. Like every Planet Fitness has its own like group of weirdos, and they can cross over if they have the black card.
If
they have the black card, they can cross over episodes.
It's like a multiverse situation. It's really interesting.
Wait, but what's his name? Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, so Captain Jack Sparrow essentially, he has a specific way that he runs on the treadmill, and it's incredibly loud, and it's not like a normal run. He raises his feet, and then he pushes down and stomps as hard as he can.
So damn obnoxious.
And it makes a lot of noise, and it honestly bothers a lot of gym
And
goers.
we call him Captain Jack Sparrow because one, he runs like Captain Jack Sparrow on the treadmill, and he's not joking. And
he
it's
dresses
noisy as
like
hell,
him too.
and he dresses like
He
him.
has like dreaded hair and a bandana,
Bandana.
and like all these different shirts and stuff. He looks like Jack Sparrow.
Captain Jack Sparrow. It's so true. I mean, it's so weird. Okay, who else is there? There's Mr. Meaty.
Mr. Meaty, I have personal problems with. He stalks me. He follows me around, and he gives me weird looks. This is a grown man, by the way. I'll be working out, and at first, I'm going to be honest, I thought maybe he was special needs, the way he was just staring at me with the glazed over look in his eye. And so I decided I'm not going to be mean, and, it's whatever. And then it kept happening, and then I would see him interact with other people, and I realized he's not special, he's just a pervert. And he would start licking his lips and biting his lips, and he would follow me around the gym.
I didn't believe it, and then everyone kept saying, "Yeah, it's true." And then one day I saw him the first time it happened, I didn't believe it at first, and then signs started to happen. Like one time, because he's my twin brother, we look alike, obviously, to a degree. So like I'm leaving the gym, and then no one's behind me, and then I get to the door, and like this dude's right there trying to like push through the door with me, and I turn around, he's like right up on me, he's like, "Excuse me, thank you." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And then everyone's like, they called me, they're like, "He just like ran up to you just to smell you, like he was not there before."
We watched this from a bystander POV, and he raced into the doorway to get as close and make him as uncomfortable as physically possible, just to be in proximity of a young man.
And then there's one time where like I'm in the locker room, and this guy, first off, I walk into the locker room, this guy's watching me, and then he comes into the locker room. He had just left the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I start flexing in the mirror and looking at myself and checking my pump and my gains, and he comes back in, sits down, starts playing on his phone. It's like, now I know what it feels like to be a girl at the gym and have a bunch of guys hit on you in like creepy, weird, like uncomfortable ways. It's like this guy passes me by, I'm like, dude, I ignore him at all costs.
I've heard the stories of girls talking about how men in the gym make them feel uncomfortable. And let me tell you this, men, you do not understand. The stories don't do it justice until you've experienced this type of harassment yourself. It makes you uncomfortable. It determines what I wear. If he's nearby and I see him staring, I will not take off my pump cover.
And
because I don't want to entertain him.
I know. I try to I don't want any attention from this guy at all. I run from it. We got Grandma too. Remember her?
Gym Grandma. She was like not super rare, but she's rare now because she hasn't been going in a while.
No, I'm kidding. Maybe she did. We don't know.
Maybe we haven't seen her in a bit.
But this woman would come up and she would just constantly
ask for help. Ask for help setting up a machine. She'd ask for help
only us.
using the machine.
Around, but you'd only ask the young guys for this.
It was young guys because he told me about it, and then it happened to me not 2 days later. And then my friend from high school approached me and said she did the same thing to me. She walked over, touched my arm, and said, "Can you help me set this up? I don't know what I'm doing."
And it was simple as like putting a pin in or something. I'm like, well, you just
it was just moving a pin.
You want me to work out for you too? But no, one day I'm walking, and then I see her, I see her, and I ignore her, and then I'm walking, and I feel someone step on the back of my foot. I'm like, what the fuck? What now? And I turn around, and she's like, I stepped on your shoe. I'm like, oh my god! I just kept walking.
So it's a lot of shameless behavior, to say the least.
It is shameless.
It's incredibly uncomfortable, and I feel for the community of women who get harassed on the daily.
With that being said, if you're a good-looking guy or a good-looking girl who's cool and normal, I think you'll have no problem talking to people in the gym. Even hitting on people, it's not taken as weird. One man's sexual assault is another man's flirtation.
That is, Leonardo DiCaprio can say a lot more than...
Actually, no. One man's sexual harassment is another man's...
Yeah, no, it's sexual assault's the same throughout the board.
The same no matter what you look like. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, the gym is an interesting place for that, though, because a lot of people will say that it's not welcomed. But I think mostly,
if you're good looking,
I think it's that behavior which we just covered, which is not welcomed.
Who's we got Phony Soprano too. Phony
Soprano
we haven't seen him around.
Is just a dickhead.
Phony Soprano is this guy who wears the big thick gold chains. He got a wife beater on. He's not in great shape. He looks like a phony Tony Soprano. And he plays.
He's a lot of tattoos and
just like a general dickhead. Someone you look at, you're like, fuck you. I don't know. You're probably a nice guy, but fuck you.
He has what a lot of people would call invisible lat syndrome.
Yeah. Oh,
his arms hang about 3 to 4 inches off his body, but there is no lat development there. So that means he's just holding them there himself to look bigger.
Yeah, it's weird.
You don't see that a lot at Planet Fitness, but I've seen it a couple times now, and he is one of the victims of invisible lat syndrome.
Back to the old guys though. there was this one old guy there who was like, this guy had to be diabetic, really bad shape, like 70 something years old, like hanging on there, right? And he's in the gym, and I used to talk to him from time to time and say, hey, how's it going? And then one day we're standing there, and this girl walks past who's like literally 19 years old. And then he starts hitting on her. He goes, oh, what's up, sweetheart? And then she ignored him and walked past. And he goes, yeah, she's playing hard to get. She wants me. And he's not joking. He's like dead serious that he thinks this girl's interested in him. I was like, fuck, man. I hope I'm not that old dude when I'm older that just like is out to lunch and like thinks that
Every
when you
single
get old,
girl.
you still feel the need to hit on what's up with that?
It's like a dog barking at every car that drives past.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Planet Fitness is something that's very, very interesting.
We also have we have a lot of other people at the gym too.
Who else is there?
We got a literal Nazi.
Oh,
We have a literal Nazi.
There's that too.
There's this guy
You
who
know.
walks around the gym, telling everybody he's a Nazi, and he's like proud of it. It's fucking weird.
So Planet Fitness is, I don't know what you were expecting to hear, but that's what it is. I'm sure going into it, you all had your expectations, but Planet Fitness is definitely got some characters, but so does every gym. There's another gym that's nearby, Unique, and Unique also has a lot of people who...
Well, my thing about those that Unique though is everybody's like cosplaying fitness influencers, so they all have like the water jugs, they all have the Gymshark, and none of them look like they actually like work out. And it's just they just like they're cosplaying being fit.
Mm-hmm.
As where Planet Fitness people are more like, what's the term for that?
They just look like shit through and through. The other ones have all the gear and the mentality, just not the physique.
I see people at Planet Fitness who have been going for years, and they literally look the same. It's like, why are you even coming?
Yep. I was talking to my friend at the gym about this, a little while
ago. I
look
at them when they're working out, and it's
for
like
3 months, and he looks really, really solid. He's made a lot of progress.
Well, because they just go through the motions. Like they're just there. It's like they're working out, but are you really working out, or have you progressed past 10 pounds in 3 years?
Yeah,
or
a waste of your time. I know people who I've gone over and I've suggested, hey, maybe you should up the weight a little bit. Maybe rather than just doing, a walk of 1.5 speed on the treadmill, you should get a little weight training in. They say, no, I need to do what makes me happy.
It's like, no, it's not.
Well, yeah, but wouldn't you be happier if you were jacked? You're kind of wasting your time if you're just going through the motions.
Exactly.
So, as far as the gym goes, though, honestly, I would say it's easier than ever now to be, in really good shape, given just the information that's out there. You could learn anything through the internet.
Yeah, I mean,
but if you apply that to, physical health too, it works.
Exactly. I mean, there's people who like still do personal trainers and all that. And if you're getting into it and you're not so sure how to use the internet, that's fine. And I don't like to judge people at the gym, even though I do a lot of it, as you just heard me say. But nah, some people.
I don't judge someone who's there legitimately. Yeah.
I'm sorry, if you're shadowboxing in the corner, dancing to music, you're an attention whore. Like, you're looking for attention.
Okay, the shadowboxing is fucking ridiculous, and I judge that. I judge the people who just go in and just, get like the roid rage, even though they are so obviously not on anything. I judge the people who probably deserve to be judged.
They're
looking for attention, so I'm giving it to them. It's just not what they want. No, I've seen plenty of people in there showing up, who are bettering themselves, and I'm actually, most of the time, I'm very friendly with them. I always say what's up to a bunch of people there, so, yeah. It depends on your behavior, how cool I am with you at the gym. You know what I would like to talk about?
What's that?
It's a little bit, well, it's a transition from health. Doritos. Their Super Bowl commercial?
Yeah.
Was made by indie filmmakers.
What do you mean?
You don't know about the Dorito Crash Course Challenge?
No.
So every year they have a bunch of indie people put together a commercial for Doritos, and the winner airs at the Super Bowl.
Uh-huh.
And that's what they did this year.
Was it a good commercial?
It was a really good commercial.
What was it?
So it was a UFO that's trying to abduct the guy, and then it just zeroes in on his bag of Doritos, and he grabs it back from them, and then it goes back to him, and it just slams him all around the room, and then their ship crashes, and he's sitting there at the crash site eating Doritos with an alien. It was like...
Did it look quality?
Yeah. Incredible.
So was it like really indie, or was it like just somebody with like who's like a real filmmaker that... I guess still independent.
Well,
But
that is independent, but it's people who know what they're doing.
like it's not like a college student who made the video.
It doesn't look like a
Like
student
somebody
film.
had a budget and and
They
like shot it on an RE camera probably.
I don't know what camera, but they did the whole thing in like 1 week.
We could make some kick-ass commercials. It'd be cool to do some commercial work. I'd be down to shoot some commercials for big brands.
I did that a lot actually.
I would
Back when I
love.
graduated college, I would do spec work just to build a portfolio for product advertisements.
You know what I'm saying? I would love to do like a lot of directors working in Hollywood and mainstream. They all shoot commercials on the side, like Super Bowl ads. I feel like I do really well shooting ads.
I love doing little commercials and advertisements. I did one for the company I'm at now, and everybody really liked it there because it's just so creative. It was like a Ghostbusters thing. So that's a lot. I love doing. The reason I love commercials and little projects like that is because you can deliver a ton of production value and a really great project, and it's like
Yeah.
doesn't take 8 to 12 months to do.
But the thing is, that's the same thing about shorts. Like you can make a short look really good and have like actors, and you can find it, and it looks really good because it's like 30 seconds, a 30-second short. I'm talking about. I think I don't think there's a single like short film, like 20-minute short film that you can't fit into like a 3-minute thing. To be honest with you,
I never really liked the whole idea of a 20-minute
I don't
short
either.
film.
It's like make a
There's
pilot system or
contests
make a
that would
full
do
movie.
like 1 to 3 minutes, and those I liked because maybe the
Is best
attention
short
span.
an Oscar category?
Yeah.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like it's a dying
LeBron,
format.
no, Kobe won.
I feel like
best
it's a
short.
dying format because who set out to make a short film unless it's a proof of concept?
Well, that's the thing. If your proof of concept wins an Academy Award,
Well, it's not a proof
You-
of concept. It's just it's usually I guess for I don't know why people do short films. I still we should do an animated short or an animated film and submit to try and get into the Oscars. We just got to get to an Oscar qualifying because that's where we can compete at our level right now. It's something like that would be animated or shorts or international. We move abroad for a few years, or we put on fake accents.
oh, thank you for this Oscar.
Ah.
Thank you for my award. Boom. Yeah, because if I am from another country, get my dual citizenship, suddenly I'm gonna sweep.
There's something there making an Oscar. Hang on, doing a foreign film, but like you're not actually from, you're not foreign. I thought a foreign film was we put accents on and we pretend to be foreign.
I thought I had to be a foreigner to win this, so I'm a foreigner now. Oh, it's in my film. It's very good, yeah.
It's pretty funny. Well, we're balls deep in the pre-production on Leap Year now, getting ready for basically. We shoot in July, and then honestly, I think the workflow. We're shooting for 14 days in July, and then we'll do a little bit of after the shoot. We'll go in the fall. We'll do some pickup, but I think the whole movie will really be done by the fall, and I'm gonna try and do the movie as cheap as possible. And I also am gonna license. I'm looking into the licensing of music, and I might be able to find a couple of name songs for cheap for festivals that we could use for the festival submission path. And really, I mean, if we get a distributor,
What do you define as cheap? Because there's also places that literally give you such awesome music, and it is.
For instance, if I could there's a few songs as a director that like at the end it's like this song would really, really be nice, and the song in the scene would really, really be nice. I didn't write this. Some things I write according to music. Like I'm always inspired by the music when I'm writing. Like this entire song came to me. This entire movie, the idea came to me, and I just kept listening to "Dance the Night Away" by Van Halen. Baby, baby, that song, and but I can't put that in because you can't get Van Halen obviously at our level. So I kind of just wrote these scenes to fit any song. So we'll probably use Epidemic Sound. But
Excuse me.
I look forward to kind of shooting the movie, getting it done. I'm gonna come home. We're gonna on most days wrap at 3. We start at 7, wrap at 3. That's what's nice about non-union or like a non-union movie shooting in our hometown locally is that we get the luxury of we would shoot all day. We'd shoot 14 hours if we could, but the location we have, we can only shoot from 7 to 3. So we'll probably be there at 7. We'll set up. We'll start rolling camera hopefully 8:39. That's even pushing it though.
Well,
Is that pushing? Is that possible?
I think it's very possible because
If we pre-light.
the location, we can pre-light. The location's working with us a lot. They're giving us areas that we can just leave gear completely set up. It's a really, really good location. So in that sense, you're kind of blocking me. So in that sense, the location is working with us a lot. So we might save time and be able to move a little faster as far as getting set up in the morning. because we don't have to break down the camera. We
We
don't have
also
to
got to
break
be
down
hard
lights.
out at 3. Like, so we'll be billed if we're not at 3. So I'm saying like at 2:30, we're like, okay, we're done here. Let's.
So then you close down, move everything out. I mean, even then though, pack up. We have the entire building, so packing up shouldn't be super difficult. We'll bring in a couple of extra hands, and then
We can only have limited people on set for the insurance policy we have.
there's some very interesting challenges that are coming along with this
That almost
project.
don't need to be real challenges, but it's like just due to like insurance regulations of the place we're shooting.
But the pros far outweigh the
Yeah.
cons as far as these challenges go with this location. So
The hardest
it's just
part-
something we're going to work with.
The hardest part about making a movie is not making the movie. It's getting to the point where you're making the movie. It's all that bullshit that's been created. Like,
It's every single. If you want to make a movie, I promise you, every single force on the planet will try to stop you from making that movie.
Yeah.
But if you can get past that, you can make a movie, and maybe
then-
it'll go somewhere.
what do we do with it? Well, we're gonna take it right to festivals, and if we don't go to, depending, I mean, we've never gone in a film festival. Interestingly, no, it's funny. In college, we'd always win the festivals, but the local ones and things like that. But now we submit to other festivals, and we haven't gotten into a single one. I don't think our projects, when we do, resonates, or I just don't think that's like our audience. I don't think the people at festivals appreciate what we do, our style of humor, because like the humor you see on the Instagram and here, like that is what we do. That's what our movies are gonna be like for now, at least. We'll obviously do other more serious projects, but it's just like they're not getting it. They never will. So hopefully we built this platform up enough that we can go to a distributor and say, look, we have 1 million followers here, and that's going to translate to ticket sales and grassroots marketing. And we'll do a campaign on social media. We'll say, don't really spend a lot on marketing, and we'll release it in theaters. Because if we sell it as a low budget straight to streamers, they're going to give us nothing for it.
Most people, I'm sure these companies still spend money on marketing, but I just saw Jolly Ranchers partnered with a film and VFX page on Instagram, and that's Jolly fucking Ranchers. That is a huge candy brand, and they partnered with a creator who has maybe 10,000 more followers than me.
This is also,
and it's just making good videos that get views on the internet.
And that's filmmaking to me too.
That's what it is.
This is also a calling card for me and for you, because I'm directing. We're both producing. I'm going to be in it. So I'm going to like knock down. I will literally move out to Los Angeles for a month and bring this to every freaking comedy agent person and producer and say, hey, look at this project that we made. Help us sell it.
I don't even think you have to move out there until you have someone lined up. I think with the internet, you reach out and you have access to the entirety of humanity's knowledge right there.
At the very worst,
so you just reach out to everybody.
We will just put it on Patreon and everybody will see it and pay $5 to see it or something like that, and then we'll get it out there, and then until we find a real like suitor for it, but it will be seen, and it's going to be awesome.
Basically, if you just try your absolute hardest, it's pretty hard to fail.
Yeah.
If you even, I'll give you guys an example. Look at the podcast episode qualities from the first episode to now. We just kept playing around with our lighting setup, our camera settings, and now it looks in a place where this looks really, really professional, and it didn't always look like that. If you scroll down maybe 2 or 3 videos, you'll see, sometimes we didn't even do some of the lights. We just shoot with lights on here. So
and it didn't look horrible, but it was, and some of those are our most viewed videos.
Have been better.
But those were our most viewed videos in the same hand. But I like the quality we have now, and I want to stick with it. Yeah.
All is that to say, quality, your success comes with time.
All right, let's
All right, guys. Thank you for watching this episode of the podcast. We'll see you guys at the next podcast.